Masedi, thank you so much for joining us in studio today. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. And you?
I am doing good. So, Masedi, just tell us a little bit about iKapa to the World Festival. What is it all about and what is its main focus?
So iKapa to the World initially started as like a brand idea. It's kind of an ideology that we're trying to teach Cape Town artists and creatives that we have the ability and the capability to take Cape Town to the world. So the festival was the first kind of installment of that ideology, where it was kind of an upliftment to Cape Town artists. There were Cape Town artists only on the lineup. There were workshops there as well, where we're introducing and educating artists to other elements of the music business itself. So they need to be educated on the business side of things and also the music aspect. So we had workshops from Kaya Creative Productions. We had workshops from Berry Exchange, which trying to teach young people how to acquire capital. So iKapa to the World initially is something that is trying to just remove the focus from just the music and also educate the artists on how to run themselves like a business. So that's how it initially came about.
So, in this festival, you only have artists who are performing, or are there other kind of performances that are happening, or is it just musicians?
So we had musicians perform as well, and then we had DJs play some music. So essentially, like we're trying to broaden the scope. So the first installment that happened last year, we only had artists, music artists, and DJs. This year, we're trying to move more into having art exhibitions as well at the event. You know, having splitting the section into having other kinds of art as well. It's not, especially with Cape Town, it's such a broad industry within the arts. So we're trying to cater to everybody. But the first one, we focused more on the music and the live music most of all. Yeah.
What do you think is lacking in the media and and the entertainment industry, and how do you plan on changing that, in your opinion?
There's a lot of things lacking in the media and entertainment space. I'd firstly like to say that the biggest issue is the elitism and the divide that's happening in the city, which then leads to lack of opportunities and access. So it all filters down to this one element, but there's other elements that are in that element as well, the bureaucracy, the very administrative burden that exists within the industry itself. So for us, we kind of try to demystify that by educating our artists how contract works, what is publishing, how to own your publishing, how to submit music for music video submissions, songs, radio, etc., etc. Like currently, the artist we're working on now under our label, Cupido. Whenever we do something with her, like creating her website, submitting her music, we have her sit there with us so she can understand the fundamentals of how this goes. So that once she's able to be self-sustainable in the future, she knows how to go about it. Compared to now in the industry, everyone has access to these things, but they don't want to share it, or it's only available to a elite group of people. So personally for me, that's how the issue is and how we're trying to address it. We're trying to educate artists to understand that there's more to just being a musician, because when you're a musician, you're selling a product, and that's your music and your brand. So you need to learn how to navigate that all.
What are some of the challenges, in particular, you or maybe other artists face in the industry?
Personally for me, the challenge I faced is, you know, how can I put this? So you have access to these things when you meet the right people. Then it's about letting them know that, okay, this is the idea that I have. I need your help in this place, in this place. The struggle for me is finding people or a company or institution that trusts you with your vision. You know, even with sponsors and so forth, like in the past recently, you know, a sponsor wants to sponsor an event for the sake of, oh, we want to be seen supporting these initiatives, but they don't want to give us our creative control. You know, they don't want to let us be. They want to run things for us, and it's like they don't trust us because we're still upcoming. You know, and that gets a bit frustrating for me because I want to have creative freedom. You know, I want to express myself in the best way, and with that technical or corporate kind of handling, it gets a bit difficult. You know, some artists might say it would be accessing equipment and stuff like that, but over time you can save up and buy yourself those things. But for me, it's when you're in those rooms and in those offices with these people who have the funds and they give you the money, but then it's to trust you that, okay, I know what I'm doing.
Where do people go on social media to follow you?
Okay, cool. So like I said, our artist Cupido is releasing this February. So she's dropping her first single called Move on the 17th of February. We're trying to do a launch of it on that same day. So that's the event we're working on now. More information will come up with that in time. And then with events, like I said, working on the hip-hop edition of iKapa and the Women's Month celebration, which is later in the year. But most of all, we're trying to focus on learning and building that. And then on social media, you can find me at Black Iris, BLVQ_Iris. and Arts Entertainment is at Arts ENT Official.
All right. Masedi, thank you so much for joining us in studio today and letting us know more about the iKapa to the World Festival, and all the best for upcoming events.
Cool. Thank you so much.
No problem.